Have you ever thought about the possibility of having a petrol pump in space? When it comes to refueling your car, you typically go to a petrol pump on Earth. However, can we extend this concept to space? It seems like a far-fetched idea, but a company called Orbit Fab is working on a mission to create a fuel station in space. Their mission is aimed at developing a functional fuel station in space by 2025. Why do we need a fuel station in space? Currently, we have deployed 8,261 satellites in Earth's orbit, out of which approximately 4,852 satellites are currently active. These satellites are used for navigation, research, weather monitoring, communication, and more. These satellites require fuel to operate effectively in orbit. Once their fuel is exhausted, these satellites become non-functional and are destroyed by re-entering Earth's orbit. After this, new satellites will launch to replace these satellites. But if we could establish a fuel station in space, satellites can potentially have access to continuous supply of fuel. This would enable them to remain in orbit for extended periods, utilizing the same fuel source by eliminating the need for satellites to return to Earth or to be replaced. Orbit Fab fuel station in space will utilize three main components, one of which is the Rafty refueling interface. Refueling satellites with the fuel in the microgravity environment of space can be challenging, often resulting in a leakage or other issues. To address this problem, Orbit Fab has developed a new refueling interface called Rafty. This interface is specially designed to allow fuel to be filled in the satellites in a microgravity environment without any leak. Its purpose is to streamline and improve the refueling process in space, ensuring efficient and safe transfer of fuel to satellites. Fuel tank. Orbit Fab utilizes its software Empire to strategically plan the placement of fuel tanks in space. The purpose of this planning is to ensure that fuel tanks are positioned in optimal locations to facilitate easy refueling of satellites. By strategically locating the fuel tanks, Orbit Fab aims to simplify the process of increasing the fuel supply in satellites. This allows for efficient and convenient refueling, ultimately extending the operational capabilities and lifespan of the satellites in space. Fuel shuttle. The fuel shuttle developed by Orbit Fab plays a crucial role in refueling satellites. It serves as a dedicated spacecraft designed to assist in a refueling process. The fuel shuttle is equipped with a storage tank where fuel is stored, and its primary purpose is to transfer fuel from the fuel tank to the satellite in need of refueling. Orbit Fab software Empire plays a vital role in the refueling process of satellite. Empire first scans and positions all the satellites to determine their location. It then identifies satellites in need of fuel refilling. The Empire software sends a signal to the fuel tank and the fuel shuttle indicating the satellite with the low fuel. The signal prompts the fuel tank to release the fuel into the fuel shuttle's storage tank. The Empire software also transmits the location information. Upon receiving the location information, the fuel shuttle starts to move towards the satellite. Once the fuel shuttle reaches a close proximity to satellite, the fuel refilling process begins. The fuel shuttle's rotating arm is used to connect with the satellite's draining and refilling system. This connection allows for the transfer of fuel into the satellite. In this manner, the fuel shuttle refills the satellite with the fuel, ensuring its continued operation and functionality. Orbit Fab plans to supply fuel for the fuel tank in space by transporting it from the Earth using rockets. Extended satellite lifespan. Currently, we can only use deployed satellites for a limited number of years due to its limited amount of fuel they can carry. Once the fuel is exhausted, the satellites become inoperable and serve no purpose. However, by implementing satellite refueling in space, we can extend the lifespan of satellites significantly. This allows us to utilize the same satellite for several additional years by refilling its fuel. Cost saving. By implementing satellite refueling, we can eliminate the need to launch new satellites, resulting in significant cost saving. Refueling satellites in space removes the expenses associated with the manufacturing and launching new satellites. Additionally, the need for large fuel storage tanks within the satellites can be reduced, further lowering the cost of satellite launches. Low space debris. Currently, approximately 40% of Earth's orbit is cluttered with satellite debris, posing a significant threat to the operational satellites. These debris pieces are moving at the speed of around 28,000 km per hour. And with this high speed, even small fragments can cause damage to functioning satellites. However, the implementation of the satellite refueling technology can help to mitigate this issue in space. By refueling satellites, we can extend their lifespan, reducing the frequency of satellite replacement and subsequent creation of additional debris. Consequently, satellite refueling can contribute to reducing the accumulation of space debris and its potential impacts on the operational satellites. If we will able to establish a fuel station in space, maybe in the future we can travel to another planetary system. Support the mission of making our scientific knowledge accessible to everyone by sharing this video, like the video and subscribe to this channel. So see you in the next video. Bye bye.